Hi, and welcome to a very special Coworking, a podcast about what makes Coworking special. And this month, we're becoming, okay, I had to practice, I hope it's the right pronunciation, Miguel Lucea Jimeno from Co-living Sojuela Joven.
Very good. Thank you so much, Fanny. It's a
Thank
pleasure to be
you.
here.
Same here. It was pleasure of mine. And I knew Miguel from another co-working podcast telling me about what they've been doing in Spain. And every time I hear about co-working, it's in Spain as they're co-living, as they're doing some incredible thing. At first, it was about Sunday, and now it's not just Sunday. There are plenty of other initiatives and mostly initiative in real remote places. So what I love, the thing I love the most about remote work is that it is remote, meaning not only you can work with people not from the same building or the same room as you, but someone who might be in a remote place, somewhere very far or in totally different time zones. And that's why I love the most about remote work. And that's why I feel that villages and small towns have a lot of leverage here right now to design a life that we want to live and not just live where we need to for work. So, Miguel, thank you so much for being here and for starting this project in north of Spain, if I remember.
That's true. We are in La Rioja, a very
Hmm.
famous region because of really famous red wine. And we are in a small village on which today it is probably 34 people sleeping in this village today, and four of us.
Okay.
Today we are not many, four of us in our co-living and co-working space. So
Yes.
even though we are close to the capital, it's only like 20 minutes by car. It's pretty nearby. We do feel here the whole power of nature and the fact that we are very close to the mountain, to the forest. So all that peace that brings productivity and calm to our working schedules, but with the commodities that we can enjoy the city whenever we want it.
Yeah, 20 minutes by car isn't far at all. And I'm Belgium, meaning I'm used to short distances. So, yeah, yeah, it's crazy. So I guess the location is critical for your project.
The location is one of the strongest thing we have,
Hmm.
since I'm telling you, we have the mountain full of forest, then we have lovely vineyards in between, and then we have Logroño, the capital city, with all the services. So, when someone comes here, we pick them up from the train station from there, or any kind of hospital or services we may need. We find them easily there. And then the house we have, it is again the perfect location because we are reusing an old touristic rural house that was closed over 4 years, way before the pandemic. And we just took over with this house. We wanted to make a different idea to twist it over. And since last year, we are having this long-term co-living and co-working space to allow young people to come to work, to come to live to these villages that, as you were saying before, in Spain suffer a lot of depopulation and degrowth. So here we bring a second life to the house, to the village, and to this region as a whole.
Yeah, because the norm was to go from villages where maybe which were maybe great for retirees or families, but when you get a young worker, you need to go to the city because that's where the jobs are and that's where all the activity is. But maybe right now it could be a bit different, and there are many initiatives I feel to promote life in villages, in countryside, in even small towns that might be also interesting in a different way, of course.
Yes, we do understand that life is different steps. So at some point, people wants to get out of their comfort zone, and that might be a big city. Universities are usually in big cities, and learning and working opportunities are always found there. But the people we like to focus on these days is young people between 25 and 35, up to 40 years old. And we believe this kind of people is already thinking about a life purpose and a life project for the long run, And big
Mhm.
cities with the whole situation of housing crisis and inflation and quality of life itself in terms of pollution and wasting of time through commuting, etc., etc. Well, it diminishes the daily life of people living there. So we do understand that once you've been to university, once you've been to those first employment experiences, and you may even think in the future to open a family, getting a first contact with the rural world might be the perfect solution in order to save money, gain health, and improve your relationships, because that's also one thing we are fighting a lot, at least in this country, which is loneliness, not only in all people, as sadly it's been happening for a long while, but also between young people. We go to big cities, but in the end, we live more alone than when we are in the smaller places where less people is available, but better people is available.
Yeah, or you have some kind of connection, got some kind of communication because everybody tends to know everybody's. And while if you're in a big cities, then everybody's anonymous. And I remember there's been that TikTok in French that was being famous about a Swiss guy living in Paris for a few months because of work. So he was a student, got one of his first work in Paris, and was feeling very lonely. So he posted that on TikTok, and they made some kind of meetups, gatherings, and that was heartwarming. But the truth is that many people living in big cities are feeling alone and don't have the community, don't have the support they need, which you might maybe create more easily in a smaller in a place with fewer people.
Yeah, that's basically the main reasoning behind our proposal to open this house. And when we started last year, it's almost over a year we are here working with these values. It was basically that to bring the whole amount of comfort you get in a city. We understand we need speed Wi-Fi, we need some commodities, we need, well, to get comfy and cool. But we do believe in a rural area we can bring these things and be together. So at the moment in this house we have all the luxury one person may imagine, such as of course a projector with a cinema, a chimney. That's something you wouldn't get in a normal city. We have a huge kitchen with a Thermomix, with a pizza oven. We have all these luxury gadgets people enjoys because they make life easier. But then the way we live in this city, in this village, is also taking care of the whole surrounding. So the house is in the middle of the main square. So even if we have a refurbished house with all our bathrooms, with all our bedrooms fully refurbished, fully beautiful, we get to live in the middle of the center of the village. So nature is one step away. Our garden, where we grow our veggies, is one step away, and still we can enjoy this dichotomy between being in a modern lifestyle, but with all the advantages the village offer.
And how long have you been managing this space? When did it start exactly?
Yes, we started 1st of September last year, 2023. So it's 14 months, 1 year and something else. We started thanks to, thank you, thank you. We started thanks to a sort of contest the regional government was proposing for innovative ideas in order to
Hmm.
tackle rural depopulation. And we've been working in the past running the NGO, youth NGO Manfred on tour. We were basically working with Erasmus Plus programs, and we were bringing loads of young people to rural areas to work diverse topics such as entrepreneurship, climate change, democracy, etc., etc. So we've had this background of youth participation and volunteerism and Erasmus Plus activities. We thought rural areas work best for this educational purpose because you
Hmm.
get better focus, you have more attention, you get less distracted,
Hmm.
you get to mingle with the people you are and to live the moment. And thanks to this contest, they got our idea approved, and they consider we were an emblematic idea to fight and to tackle rural depopulation. And now we have our own co-living, our own space where we can bring digital nomads, youth entrepreneurs, artists, people studying, young people studying, and we also do these workshops I was mentioning. So we get a whole mix of people of profiles coming here to work, to study, to learn in a in a sort of youth hub in the rural area where we get the best of everything and of everyone.
Yeah, sounds like a retreat where you would gather everybody to talk, work on one topic so that you
Hmm.
can really focus and have also other type of activities, but not necessarily shopping, but more working, hiking in the woods or discovering the local region, basically.
Yep. That's, let's say it's sort of these retreats you mentioned. No, we do weekends, we do for a week, and then when we don't have these activities running, then it's when we have people living long run. But we try to mix them so we have this diversity of profiles, and then we have some inputs as well for the people working and living here. Since we have a very international community, because most of
Mhm.
our guests are coming from abroad, we get to have a beautiful community in the village that mingles as well with the locals. So we get to do an interesting mixed life with locals, doing workshops with them. They teach us things, we teach them things. They get more technological, we get more traditional, and then we have a beautiful learning experience for everyone as well.
So involving the locals are a big part of this project.
Yes, I would say since we have a garden, that's the main field where they teach us things.
Hmm.
But the same applies to the surroundings. Now it's mushroom season, so they tell us what to eat, what to not eat, so we don't have any issue. But at the same time, there is always some people approaching to the house if they have any technological issue or if they have any trouble, we might be helpful with that. Languages, of course, is a strong tool for people coming to learn a little bit of Spanish and for people living here to learn a couple of words of the local language or English in this case. And the last piece of innovation we are trying to implement here is a sort of blah blah car for the village. So we get to improve our bus service. So through contacting and through WhatsApp in this case, we get a sort of a group where we have our mobility easier both for the nomads living here and for the locals when it's ourselves the ones driving.
That's so nice. I've been in places as a nomad where public transport wasn't really a thing, or it was complicated, and yeah, co-driving was the best. And why both those short-term and long-term guests? I guess it's two very different kind of project and two very different kind of audiences.
Yes, well, for us, the short-term projects are basically our origin. So we start
Hmm.
as an NGO that starts with these short courses for a diverse variety of young people. That's how we started, and we still apply these kind of activities. And for us, is the main tool these days to promote ourselves. In
Hmm.
Spain, remote working is not yet such a big thing as in other countries,
Hmm.
and even this is a hard truth. Even to have an own house or an independence from family, we are one of
Hmm.
the countries that leaves their parents' house the latest. Our average is that we don't leave the house of our parents till we are not 35 years old, while countries such as Germany or Sweden, they might do it on average when they are 19, 20. So that's 10 years of difference. So where we are, this kind of mentality to liberate yourself and to get some freedom and to move from the city to a village is quite innovative. So these kind of workshops work for us as a promotion, as a
Hmm.
dissemination tool of what we are trying to do. And then it is basically, as I was saying before, our regions is one thing we really enjoy to do, to put different profiles all together to work for this area or to work for them. So we try to do these things 1 or 2 months in summer, and then the rest of the year, when let's say it gets more routine, we do work as a normal co-living, co-working space. But I think
Hmm.
it makes a beautiful mixing of lifestyles. The fact that we have workshops with loads of people, the house gets very intense. We do have a lot of outputs from that. And then when winter comes, as it's happening right now, things get a little bit more quiet and people can focus on their things and be more inner thinker for projects that will come out next summer.
Yeah, yeah, super interesting to see how it depends on season, the seasonality of it. So summer is very hyped, and winter is more restful in a
It is
certain
just
way.
the way nature it is, I believe, no? When we have light outside, we
Mm-hmm.
have to be outside, we have to be more active, we move more. And now when winter is coming, it is the moment to reflect, to step back, to think from outside and
Mm-hmm.
get to this
To prune.
analytical process of thinking what to be improved, what to fix, and what to keep doing.
Yeah, no, super nice. And you've been talking several times, mentioning several times the region. Does that mean that the government is also a partner in some kind of way?
Yes, at the beginning, thanks to this
Mm-hmm.
contest I was mentioning, we have been considered
Mm-hmm.
an emblematic initiative to fight this rural development. So during the first year, we did have a lot of support, not only economical, but also in terms of publicity, and we had the equivalent of the Ministry of Local Politics and Infrastructure coming to the house. And I think we got some credit, at least through the local population, of what is a co-living, what these people is doing here, why suddenly in a small village we have people from 7 nationalities living there. So we got this public understanding of what we are. And now after this first year is gone, we are basically trying to fly alone, to fly ourselves after this initial help in order to, well, to be our independent project a long life on. I'm afraid I lost you. Funny, funny. Where are you? Are you back, Fanny? Did we lose you?